Buddhism and Mindfulness for Beginners. Definitive Guide to Practicing Buddhism, Rituals to Eliminate Anxiety and Stress, Buddhist Philosophy, Zen Teachings, and Mindfulness Meditation for Beginners. Written by Paige Hyde. Narrated by Aaron Miller. Chapter 1. How to Characterize Buddhism. Sometime recently, we investigate how to hone Buddha. We ought to set up the basics. First and preeminent, how do we characterize Buddha? Of course, it's less demanding said than done, particularly considering this otherworldly convention has over 500 million worldwide professionals and is known to be one of the most seasoned religions within the world. So what is the definition of Buddha may be an otherworldly convention, moreover known as one of the foremost old religions that were begun by the Buddha himself. And don't stress, we'll tell you all approximately who he was in fair a second. When did Buddhism start? Well over 2000, a long time back in Nepal, a youthful man sat underneath a Bodhi tree to think. After getting to be illuminated, he said the establishments of this old otherworldly convention, the Buddha, teach that the thanks to free the intellect from enduring is through finding out data into what genuinely is. One in all the instruments Buddha teach for selecting up understanding is heedfulness, the capability to be utterly conscious in every minute. You'll be in a place produce heedfulness through the hone of Sasanian reflection. The Buddha, the man who used to be turned into the Buddha, was conceived Siddhartha Gautama around 2600 years lower back as a prince of a little area shut to what is currently the Indian Nepalese outskirt, in spite of the fact that he was brought up in fantastic solace, getting a cost out of subtle status. No measure of fabric pleasure ought to satisfy the inquiring and scholarly nature of the youngster. At 29 years, historic, he left royal dwelling and household to look for a greater profound importance in the detached woodlands and faraway lots of northeast India. He regarded below the most astute strict educators and scholars of his time, adapting all they delivered to the table. Alternatively, he located it was insufficient. He, at that factor, battled by myself with the way of self-humiliation, taking that coaching to the limits of austerity, yet at the same time accept an awful lot of any result. At that point, at 35 years old, on the full moon night, time of day, he sat below the components of what is presently recognized as the Bodhi tree in a segregated woods by means of the banks of the waterway Naranjara, and constructed up his psyche in profound, then again iridescent, quiet reflection, utilizing the out-of-the-ordinary lucidity of such a genius, with its sharp, penetrative electricity produced through stipulations of profound internal stillness. He directed his awareness toward research upon the shrouded implications of psyche, universe, and life. Accordingly,
sample complete. Ready to continue?